guys. Sorry, I was putting on makeup and doing hair, and like I said, I didn't want to scare babies, so I wanted to make sure I was halfway ready. Hello, all of you. I'm curious how this is going to work because Mark's upstairs with his work computer stuff. Hold on. I never know how I look when I come on at the last minute like this, and it could be a mess, but that's okay. I know you'll understand, won't you? So I saw Susan was here during her lunchtime for a moment, and I'm so tickled. So how is everybody? And I told you it's going to be a party today, so hold on. Hello, Kathleen. And don't look at, this is our party, and we're not going to look at anything but fun today, okay? If I can get on here and make a fool out of myself, then we can all have fun. Hi, Susan. Hi, Susan, sweetheart. So, if it hadn't been for the situation going on, I'd be at my retreat. So I said, I'll just bring my retreat down here to y'all. So the first thing you have to have, good chocolate. It's not a retreat without chocolate. Then I brought down some potato chips because we are having a party today. And I did bring down something healthy, some fresh cantaloupe. And a bowl for that, or a bowl for the chips, one or the other. And I brought down my favorite soda. And I brought down a sandwich because I haven't eaten my lunch yet. So we're going to party. And I hope you have some good snacks beside you. If not, run, go get them now. And then I'll wait for you. But we're going to have a party. So we have to get ready. So, you're eating a Black Forest ham sandwich and potato chips. Yum. Sounds really good to me. So, anyway, I'm going to get all my goodies. Oh, and just so you think I haven't lost my mind, Akko, I do have my metformin handy. Because if I want to eat all these carbs, I better do something to offset it. So I haven't lost my mind totally. But I am so excited. No dentist. I'm not surprised. Everything's shut down. But anyway, I hope you've all brought something to do. And I hope it's something fun. I hope you have brought hand sewing or machine sewing. And I plan on staying here 3 hours or until I can't take it anymore. Because I figured we're having our own little retreat. You come and go as you wish. I totally understand. Y'all have schedules and things going on. But this is going to be less about me and more about you. So I'm excited. I love this necklace. And I know it's not Christmas, but it's the brightest, gaudiest thing I had. So, you're working on your undersea. Good. I'll show you. In fact, I'll show you the things I've cut out so far. And those of you who are doing the undersea can tell me what kind of things you would like when I show them to you. I brought that quilt project that I was working on at Myrtle Beach. But first, I have to finish grandbaby's quilt gifts, because I have to have these ready to mail out. But I'm so excited to be here with y'all, and I figured we're going to have fun. Now, have any of you ever, okay, I'll ask it this way. Who has not ever been to a retreat or a sew-in? Okay, and sew-in just meaning you get together and sew until you drop. So, who has never been to a retreat or a sew-in? That's my first question of the day. Michelle Lang, yay! Kim Burris hasn't. Sonia Johnson hasn't. Oh, well, this will be good because I'll give you a little, well, you know, I've shown you videos from my retreat, but I can give you an idea of, and Cheryl hasn't. What you do is you get together and you have your table space and you set up what you're going to work on and you set up your chocolate and your good food snacks. It's not a time to worry about a diet. It's a time to have fun. And I put up a little pink flamingo tablecloth, but it's not as festive as I wanted. I was hoping it had a little more decoration on it. And then I thought, darn, I should have started early and had some balloons. But we're just going to have fun. I do want to offer you, hi, Diane 57, she's here. Nana by the Gulf, hi, sweetie. It is so good to see all of you. And I'm going to be doing sewing. I'm going to be looking at your comments and talking to you. I have pictures to show you today. I have some things I just recently had delivered to the house I thought I would show you. You know the clock that was made by the woman at my retreat that I love so much? Well, I've been working on painting it and bringing out the embroidery that she put on it. So I might work on that a little bit today because I made it so bright. Now I'm going to try to tone it down just a little. And I'm going to work on the baby's toys. So, I know what I was getting ready to say. Whoops, got to pull these up here. I want you to be able to see the bling. But I wanted to tell you, I'm going to offer today that if you have any kind of technique that you would like to see me demonstrate, I'll be happy to do it. And so be thinking if there's anything you need to know. I have all the time in the world. I don't have any program planned because this is about having a party. But at retreats, you set up your space and you get I have something to set up. I'll have to grab it in a moment. But you set up your space, you pick out your work project, and off you go. And, let me see. Hold on a second. I forgot, at a retreat, you've got name tags so people know who you are. So let me put my name tag on here. And here I am. I'm the retreat queen. Whose birthday? Oh, your younger sister. Okay. Hello, Deborah Donnell. This is great. Oh, bye, Susan. We love you. Won't be the same without you, but we'll try real hard. Thanks for stopping by. You're a beautiful lady. All right. I took a shower this morning, and look what I did. I scratched it on the shower door. Let me tell you, it hurt. I had to get right in the shower after I did it, and it was like, oh, baby, baby, baby. So anyway. Oh, good job, Diane 57. Oh, and before I show pictures later, okay, sweetheart, mwah, bye, hon. And before I show pictures later, I want to ask Diane 57 if I can show the cute picture of her and her dog. But I want to get her permission before, I show it. But it was so cute. I loved it. So anyway, congratulations on losing 28 pounds. My doctor said if I could lose that much, I might be able to get rid of my diabetes medicine. So I'm trying to have this stay back there so I can show the ladies my bling. And if it gets on your nerves, let me know and I'll turn it off. But we are having a party because all we can do is keep ourselves safe. And we've got all this time. And we're going to have fun. So, everybody set? Oh, that's okay, Akko. You do whatever you want, sweetie. All of you can come and go as you wish. I just wanted to, with all this time and not being able to go out and do things, I wanted to spend time with y'all. And so, just go about your normal schedule, and I will be here. And for me, it's a wonderful opportunity to sew until my heart is content. So I am very, very excited. And if this works out well, then we'll do this. And because you know what? We work together and we get through this crisis and we try to keep each other pepped up and excited because this too shall pass. So, all right, I'm going to get my project, my baby's thing started, but tell me about you and Diane 57. If people ask a question or say something that you think I need to know and I've missed it, just holler it out like Susan does it in all caps, and hopefully it gets my attention because we all know sometimes Deb's attention's a little wandering. But I washed my hair this morning and I curled my hair when it wasn't quite dry. So, Doctor is not happy with you. Oh. I was warned for 10 years. You better lose because, my weight's in my tummy and you better lose it. You better lose it. And I didn't listen to him. But anyway, tell us, Deborah, tell us about your long arm. I'm so excited. Next to having grandchildren, hearing somebody got a long arm is the best news of all. So tell us what you got. I'm so excited. I know I do need it. I used to have some little cute little clothespins. So you're type 2, so am I. And my dad was, and I knew I had a family history. My grandmother was. So let's see. I am so excited. Oh, Adele, you're here. Mwah! Welcome to Adele. We are really, really tickled to have her here with us. So let's hear all about it. I want to check and see all who's here. Oh, Vicki Robles is here. This is wonderful. Cheryl Lemon, my sunshine. Deborah Donnell, I'm so tickled to hear about this. Sonia, my dear Sonia. Linda Price. Cheryl Hogan. Woo! Nana by the Gulf. I said hi to her. Kim Burris. Oh, it's so good. It's so good to see all of you ladies. So, Kathy Mitchell is here. Woo! So, anyway. That's great. I know, our beauty queen. I would have scared y'all if I came in without my makeup. Y'all would say, where's Deb? Who put that troll in here? Okay. So let's see what Deborah got. Janome Pro Stitcher 18. Woo, that sounds really good. I've had Janome machines and they're wonderful. Oh my gosh, how excited. Woo! I think that is fabulous. Oh, wow. Wow. That would be wonderful. You know what? Oh, it's going to be a long couple weeks till they get it there, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. I was even wondering how I was going to do because Mark's using the computer and 2 monitors upstairs and he's doing his work from home. Thank you to his company for doing work from home. And so I told him if it gets too bad, I know that I'll have to stop doing this. But we're hoping it'll work. We're hoping. So, I can't quilt on a domestic. I'm a total idiot when it comes to quilting on domestic. I can't make my arms move the fabric right. Doing smooth circles is impossible for me, but I love doing them on my long arm. I was on my long arm a little bit yesterday, though, and I thought, ooh, girlfriend, you need some practice. So. Oh, is Kim going? Bye, Kim. Mwah. It is so good to see you. Take good care, everybody. And don't even worry. Come and go as you want, okay? All right. Well, I'm going to work on this. And I'll bring it back down a little bit if you haven't seen me do my work on this. Okay. But keep talking and I'll watch what you're doing. And when you get a chance, tell me what you're working on today. Even if you're just drawing Zen doodles, that's good for me. But tell me what you are working on. Okay. I got it, Vicky. You can tend to get a little jerky. That just takes time and practice. Trust me. I do know it takes time and practice. I'm going to make my necklace come down here now that I'm showing my machine. There we go. But, and you know, it's so funny. I always tell people too, start quilting. If you haven't done your machine quilting for a while, put your next quilt on it upside down so you're doing your quilting from the bottom. And then that way you'll get better as you work towards the top. And the top, because, you know, what do people look at the closest? The top of the quilt. So when you load that quilt up, just load it up upside down. You're still at a lesson from the late summer to the... Oh, you're working on sing bags for a friend's grandkids. Ooh. Sling bags. Okay, gotcha. That's a cool idea. What happened to my arm? I was getting in the shower and my shower door, I swung it open a little too hard and the handle hit that, and it's a boo-boo. But you should have seen me when I had to go ahead and get right in the shower, and I putting shampoo on, and boy, did that thing sting. So it's much better now. Got medicine on it, and so I'll just have to take good care of it. But boy, that hurt. I came out and showed Mark, and he was like, oh no. He always wanted to know what could he do to fix it. And I said, no, you can't fix it. I just wanted to show you my boo-boo. So I'm trying to. I know it's hard to type and sew at the same time. I'm sorry about that. I was wishing. Now, Miss Akko said something about Zoom. I don't know anything about Zoom, but wouldn't it be wonderful if we could get into a chat area where we all could talk? Oh my gosh. So we'll have to see. But it's just nice, you know, even if we can't talk as good, it's nice for us to be here together because, you know, I figured there'll be times it'll get a little quiet and lonely and we might feel a little cabin fever. So whenever that happens, we'll just get together and we'll do some sewing. And the neat thing is I'm able to do some sewing too. I even thought if you want, I'm trying to give the lion a mustache. Get back, Deb. Hold on, let me move it back into place. But I can even put on some music if we want in a bit. But this is just a chance for us to be together. I'm not doing good today. Let me get this going here. What is Adele saying yes to? Just being together maybe, or it is so good to see you guys. But you know, we're all being good and we're following the rules. I did notice some grocery stores are offering senior citizen hours and people who have complications hours. So if you need to get to the grocery store and get something and you don't want to expose yourself, check your local grocery store and see if they offer that. I need to get some interfacing to iron onto this because this is starting to give me a fit. And in a few minutes, I'll show you some things I bought recently. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put some fusible interfacing on this, the back of his head. And I know to do this. I know that anytime that you are going to do sewing in the background, interface it first, because your sewing machine tends to draw up the stitches, and you don't want that. So let me cut out a square of this. Okay. And most of the time you can feel, people always want to know, how do you know the right side of the fusible interfacing? And I'll show you the brand name of this. This is, I don't see a name. I probably cut the name off. But anyway, you've probably seen this before. And a lot of times when I'm putting in an order from Amazon, especially trying to get the free shipping, I'll go ahead and look up a bag of this and add it to the order. Just makes it easy. All right. So I'm going to take this, fold it into a square, and trim out these corners. Okay. Get that plastic out of the way. I've been known to iron plastic. Your neighbor came over Sunday. Oh, that was so nice. Your car is still out of commission, sweetie. I'm so sorry. Oh, make sure you have the bumpy side. Make sure you have the bumpy side down, or else you'll be very unhappy. I got some new books I'll have to tell you about, but I got some new books because I saw on So It's For Sale, somebody was selling landscape books. And, if I'm going to teach y'all landscape, I want to know all the information I can. So she wanted 15 per book, plus, and I think that included shipping. And I said, well, let me look online and see what I can find. You have to kind of fluff it up after you iron it, because it'll kind of be smushed. But get this on. Whoops, what in the world's on my iron? Okay. Let me get, something just came off my iron on his little face. So right away, I'm going to take this rag and rub that off. And now he's fine. Whoop, now he's fine. All right. So anyway, but this way, if I put this fusible interfacing, then when I do the decorative stitching, it won't draw up so much. And if you worry that you're flattening all of the yarn, just give it a good hairbrush. Okay? All right. So let me see what you're saying. You need to go to the store. Yeah, so check with your local store and see, because it would sure be nice and calm. And what you do is you would go to the store before anybody else, so you'll have a better supply too. So that is really, really nice of them. Now, I watched Governor Cuomo this morning talking, and boy, he made me feel good. I just love that. Somebody who cares and is compassionate. So now let me move this thing out of the way so I can see what you're saying. I don't keep the batting on my long arm because I usually float my batting. I tried rolling it on the roller and it just got on my nerves, because when you roll the quilt forward, let me go ahead and put it up this way. But when you roll the quilt forward, it's hard to loosely roll the batting up. So I definitely buy batting by the roll, and great big old rolls. And I keep them in the closet in my frame room. And then I take it out, cut what I need. And then when I load my quilt, I put the batting in and then just let it hang. So it doesn't get in my way. I usually tuck it behind one of the bars, making sure it's not in the way of the carriage for the machine to roll back and forth. But I thought I would have it on the roll, but then I realized It's hard enough when you roll the quilt to then loosen it and relax it. But when batting gets all tight and stretches, that's not a good thing. Quilter's Dream is a bit pricey. I am, though, surprised. What I do is I haven't bought batting for a while. I accidentally ordered one too many, so I haven't needed it. But look for good sales like on Joann's or wherever. Look for a good sale, and you'd be surprised how much cheaper it is to have batting when you buy 40 yards at a time. So save up your money, get that big bolt. I usually like to get the 90 inches wide because that way I can do a bigger quilt. If I want to do a smaller one, then I just cut it in half and get some really sharp, lightweight, easy scissors to use for your batting because it's tricky. You know, it's nice to have a nice, inexpensive, but very sharp pair of scissors right there just for your batting. Yep, order it on sale and get a big bunch of it, a big old bag of it. So, and I'm going to tell you, I don't just get the cotton batting. That's my preference if I'm going to do quilts that people are going to snuggle with. But when I'm doing my art quilts, when I'm doing any quilt where I want I got to take off some of this. It's getting on my nerves. But anyway, when I do my art quilts, I use polyester batting. When I do a quilt where I want my quilting to show, I do polyester. And now after watching looking at Nadine's pictures of her quilts, I would love to get some wool. I do know, though, that the wool's going to be a little expensive, so I've got to keep that in mind. But look for sales. And, you know, sign up to Joann.com. They'll send you emails when it goes on sale and grab it. So people are so used to buying batting by the quilt. It's expensive when you do that. So when you start getting it by the yard, wow. And you can go into the Joann's and get it too after this crisis is over. But especially like polyester, you can get some pretty good deals. But anyway. Yeah, let me see. Is it Cuomo, Michelle? Oh my God, I love Cuomo. And he was sitting back telling stories of families visiting and that he said, this is just this period of time. So reminding people, yes, this has turned our lives upside down, but it's for this period of time. We can do this. So Palon's a very good batting. Very good. There's all different kinds of, and you know, Angela Walters loves fusible batting. I've never tried it, but especially for domestic machines, it would be better than having to base the dumb thing. So, oh, Sherry, take care. Mwah. Take good care, honey. Be safe. So let's see. Yeah, we really do. Just be careful. And, you know, last night, Mark and I had pizza. And what we did is we ordered it from Domino's because they've got a really good deal right now trying to keep people ordering pizza. And so we had it delivered. Normally, Mark picks it up because you can save like $5 by picking it up yourself between a tip and the extra fee they charge. We said, no, we'll have it delivered. So he paid, of course, with his debit card. And then he wrote in a little note, just leave it on the porch. And so I saw the guy walk up. I said, Pizza Man's here. And so he went to the thing and waited for the man to walk away, went out, got the pizzas and brought it in. And the virus doesn't last long on cardboard. But it's always good. Once he brought the boxes in, then he went and washed his hands. So we can do this. We can do this. Oh, good job, Sonia. Sonia's been working on the last border. Yes. Oh, chicken noodle soup from Amazon. What a good idea. I mean, you know, that's the way to go. And I've noticed that the people that deliver packages now, they come up, put the box down and leave. They don't hang around. They don't want to say hi. It's put it there, book gone. So, and that's perfect. So, oh, but half price on Blueprint. Blueprint can have some amazing sales. That's a great idea. That's a great idea, Cheryl Hogan. Great idea. Yeah, it doesn't wash out good. See, I can't use that spray because I have asthma and I don't use any aerosols that I don't have to have. So you still have to baste a bit, Kathleen. Makes sense. Makes sense. Oh, too thin after washing. Good point. Y'all are giving out really good advice. Thank you. Thank you. What a good idea, Kathleen. Make vegetable soup before the vegetables turn brown and slimy. But that's a great idea. Yeah, we were thinking about that. We even bought some canned fruits and things because normally we don't like that. But we thought, if it gets to where we can't get out to the store. But I love how the stores are closing earlier in the evening and then they're cleaning the store down and restocking it, which I think it's great. Old-fashioned pen basting. You want to talk about old-fashioned? How about the sewing? Getting big, long, strong basting thread and a big old needle, and you lay everything smooth and flat as you can on big tables, and then you have to baste it by hand in all the different directions. That, to me, is old-fashioned. In fact, I've got to be honest. One of the best things I love about my long arm frame, even though it's an old machine and it's only 16 inches, I don't have to baste because you roll everything up separately. And let me tell you what, that's so nice. Diana Wright is here. Whoa, Diana Wright. Yay. Yep, I hated pen basting. And sewing basting. Thread basting. That's what you call it. So there you go. There you go. Yes, I met Leah Day. She came to the first Myrtle Beach quilt party I ever went to. And she was just doing her 365 days of quilt designs. And she was so cute, cute little bug. And her husband. But, oh, gosh, I hate thread basting. It drives me nuts. Sharon Chambers still does that. Wow. That Sharon Chambers, she's very talented. Do y'all mind if I eat my sandwich while we're talking? I'm hungry. So, anyway, but last night, it's a huge herringbone stitch. Ah, yeah, you're right. I know exactly what you're meaning now. I was running late today. I almost came on without my makeup, but then I thought I would scare y'all to death. My daughter said, she told her 2 kids today, make a schedule. You're going to stay on a schedule. And she's at the school now. The schools are closed, but she's at the school getting the laptops ready to disperse them to the kids so they can still do school at home. A light mist. Well, I was reading this one landscape book I've got, and all her little pieces, she sprays with the 505. I can't be around it. That's cute. That's cute, Vicki. I'm very grateful that Mark can work from home. But I'm used to having quiet mornings. It's not very quiet with him here. Mmm. That's a pretty good sale. Oh, but Vicky, that is so sweet of him. That is so sweet of him. And thank goodness paydays are mostly peanuts. I've got all the angles worked out. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Yep. Everybody will just put it. What you're doing is you're putting a pause on things, and then it'll start back up. This is a good sandwich. Roast beef, hard salami, and Swiss cheese. Yum. Good thing, Diane. They were talking about using it outside, too. Mm-hmm. I think as women and as quilters, we're very resourceful. And so we'll use a little, we'll whatever works, and we find a way to make something work. That's good. Mm-hmm. You got one block made. You started it. What is it? There's a saying that every journey starts with one step. Maybe that's a little hokey, but it's cute. Okay. Feel better. I normally fast every day until this time. But boy, when that fast is over, I'm ready. Let me take my metformin. I'm hoping, Sonia, I haven't heard anything about it. And I didn't know if her husband's passing would affect that. But, I don't know. Yeah, and I asked my doctor, was she okay with me fasting? And she said, sure. She's even read that fasting might help diabetics. But I felt like it gives my pancreas a little break because it's working too hard. That's cute, Diana. Oh, and Diana, I read your email. Your ladybug email, and I read it to Mark because it was so sweet, and he loved it. Thank you. The cantaloupes have been $1.50 lately, so I get them because when they go $3.99, I don't buy them. Get them on sale and in season, best you can. So, now so what else is some of you working on? And if you want, we'll wait for you to go grab something to work on. I tell people when you come to a retreat, if you want to, my thread tension's awfully tight. Let me check. I'm going to rethread my machine. Sometimes if you notice that your tension feels too tight, reload the thread and I always pull it out backwards this way, and you're not supposed to. You're supposed to cut it here and pull it through as if it's sewing through. And I always do it the opposite way. Oh, I found some notes the other day. And you know how we've talked a little bit about accuracy. And if you do like Rubik's Cube that Diana Wright's doing right now, you have to be really accurate. And so I found some notes from a speaker we had at one of my Quilt Guild meetings. And I know that if you want, if accuracy is important, you're supposed to use the same sewing machine throughout the project if you can, because each machine has its own slight variation. Let me clean my glasses. I can't get this thread through. But anyway, but this one woman that we had that came and talked to us, she said use the same rotary cutter and mat through the process, because every little mat can be slightly different. So how about that? So just remember, it might not be you. It might be the tools you're working with. And I do know that each of my machines sews a little differently. So I have seen that myself. But, okay. All righty. Okay, here we go. Yeah, rulers and mats are all different. You're right. I had this one woman who taught us a class. When I ran a guild, for those of you who don't know, I ran a guild for 9 years, started it actually, and ran it. I wanted a daytime guild, and started it and ran it, and it wasn't an official guild. I didn't want to do Robert's Rules of Order and all that garbage. I just wanted to have fun. But anyway, so we would have guests in from time to time, and this one woman, oh my gosh, you want to talk about being particular. She was saying, don't trust your cutting mat's measurements. And, oh, you got the clover. Okay. And she was saying, Diana Wright, Rubik's Cube, yay, I'm excited. And Diana Wright's really piecing it together good. That girl's smart and talented. But anyway, she was saying, don't trust your measurements on the mats. Only trust your ruler. And I remember thinking, you know what? That just sounds a little too militaristic for me. So, you know me, I enjoy things from the loosier-goosier side. But I'll still give you all what they say, and then you pick and choose what works for you. But, okay, let me make sure I get this all straight. Act right. Okay, now I have another question for you ladies. It's almost done. Oh, Nadine! Oh, that's so cute. Nadine is here. How wonderful. I was wondering, I said, hopefully Nadine will step in since, it'll probably be more like dinner time instead of bedtime for her. That is so cute. How are you feeling, sweetheart? Yay, Michelle just glued down her first piece of the landscape. Yay! Yay! South Carolina is the East Coast. It sure is. Nope. There you go, Jody. Hi, Jody. Jody gave away the Sea Turtles quilt. I think she had it as a gift for her daughter. I'm trying to remember. So, and I'm trying to think of, was it Kathleen that told me she wants stuff to make jellyfish with? And I've got good stuff for that. Okay, let's see. I think I need a new automatic thread cutter blade for this soon because often I have to push the cutting button twice. Drives me nuts. This is nice where I can just sew with y'all here and don't have to worry about entertaining y'all. Yep, South Carolina is a coast. I should be able to name all the East Coast from Maine to New Hampshire to Vermont to Connecticut to New York. Did I miss Massachusetts? Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And I might have missed one up north. Tell us the news. Isn't it nice to just chat? What is the news? Yeah, Vermont. Yes, don't let me miss Vermont. Every one of y'all is important. Oh, Rhode Island. Good Lord. Sorry, I forgot Rhode Island. Oh my gosh. I'll have Michelle come up here and thump me. I got you, Michelle. I'm anxious to hear Diana's news because who knows how exciting it's going to be. Michelle, I love the landscape with your grandchildren running along the path. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, wonderful. Oh, yay. Woohoo. Yay. Oh my gosh. That is terrific. What a sweet mama. And let me tell you too, an in-ground pool is not just a luxury. In Texas, it's a necessity. Yay. I know where I'll be going on vacation. That is so wonderful. Y'all have done such a great job with your house and property. And how nice you get to stay there and you get to enjoy it. Fantastic. So is your son excited? Oh, that's wonderful. A pool is going to make your property so much more usable and enjoyable. Don't put it too far from the house. Trust me. Put it close by. That way you can go out there and skinny dip. And as they said in Steel Magnolias, do things that scare the fishes. Yeah, I mean, Texas, people don't realize, Nadine, the thing that you would hate or the most, it's hard for me when I went to Texas, the sun is so bright, you feel like it's cooking your skin. So having a swimming pool is so important. But I was shocked by how bright the sun was. Oh, it's okay, Nana. We'll talk slower. Oh my God, I love Steel Magnolias. How about this? I love you more than my luggage. Diane, I'm really happy for you, hon. Y'all deserve it. You've had a rough year, and I know his dad would be happy for you too. Y'all are sweethearts. Oh, the beauty shop scenes were wonderful. Oh, I loved them. Nadine, have you ever watched Steel Magnolias? It is truly a good glimpse at the old South that some of us gals grew up in. It's funny. TV shows and movies can teach you a lot about a culture, but you got to make sure you get the right one. I know that Mark always hated the TV show Dallas. He hated how it made Texans look, he thought, stupid. We're talking about, Vicky, we're talking about Steel Magnolias. What are some of your favorite movies? I love Driving Miss Daisy, Steel Magnolias, um, hmm, Mr. Mom, um, what was the movie with Diane Keaton? And she was a mother, became a mother when her friend left a baby to her. And she was a New York high-powered businesswoman. Oh, I love Driving Miss Daisy. Yeah, oh, I bet you did, Diane. Because, see, I love the British soap opera EastEnders, and some people from England hate it. Oh, I love Miss Doubtfire. Oh, fried green tomatoes. Yes, yes, yes. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Man, y'all have some good ones. Y'all are good. Oh, how about The Help? Oh my God. I after watching the movie The Help, I wanted to stop to every African American and tell them I'm so sorry. Ah. Good point, Vicky. Pretty Woman, yes. Oh, Papillon. Oh, that's good, but it's a tough one, isn't it? Forrest Gump. Cool Hand Luke. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh, The Quiet Man. Diane 57. Oh my God. Rooster Cogburn. Honey, Paul Newman, I would watch him rake the yard. I mean, come on. You can't beat Paul Newman. Yes, the boss. My bobbin is almost empty and it's giving me a fit. Do y'all ever have problems? The Shootist. Oh my gosh, his last movie. That had little Ron Howard in it. Although it wasn't that little then, by then. You're not supposed to do this, Oh, brother, where art thou? I love that Sling Blade. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Jurassic Park scared the poo out of me. The Terminator, I couldn't even see it. I was so scared. The Hobbit. Oh yeah. Oh, The Sting. Wasn't that good? Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Field of Dreams. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're so good. Man, no wonder we enjoy spending time together. We love the same things. Anyway, I'm doing something they tell you. Mark Wahlberg movies. I gotcha. I'm doing something they say never do. I just connected my bobbin thread because I didn't want to waste this. And it may get me in trouble, but I take my chances. So I don't always teach you the best things, do I? I've got to wind a new bobbin because sometimes when it gets low, it just bumps around. I love, what's the movie with Tommy Lee Jones and, what's her name? The girl whose mama's a country singer, mama and sister to Judd, Ashley Judd. That was a cool movie. Tommy Lee Jones and Ashley Judd, where she's got this abusive husband who pretends that she killed him, puts her in jail and takes the kid for no reason. Oh my God. Just to be mean. I love that movie. Oh, and there was a movie too I enjoyed with Sandra Bullock where she did this computer work and she discovers a big intrigue, something bad going on. Of Mice and Men. Oh my gosh, that was good too. John Steinbeck. I have never seen Jaws. I grew up in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I was not about to see that movie. I said, no way, Jose. I don't like scary movies, although I did like The Shining. Oh, that was scary. Oh, Vicky. Okay. Works so much better when the bobbin isn't dancing around in the little bobbin chase. Oh, As Good as It Gets. Yes, I love that one. Yeah, Paper Moon made me a little sad. Yeah. I got to tell you this. The movie Mommy Dearest, my kids used to tease me about that because that movie kind of hit home. My mother was a lot like that character. And I remember watching it, was like, oh boy. And so when my kids wanted to tease me, they'd say, okay, Mommy Dearest. But I don't watch Mommy Dearest often. It hits too close to home. Beetlejuice. I remember my kids loving it. It freaked me out. I don't like my shrimps moving around and singing and dancing, okay? But my kids would watch it. I think they enjoyed it because it scared me. The Walking Dead. My granddaughter. Sonia, you tickle me with your love of dragons and hobbits and Walking Dead. That's so neat. My granddaughter loves The Walking Dead. I don't know much about it. Oh, A League of Their Own, Diana. In fact, you know what? When he got interviewed the other day, because he and his wife tested positive for the coronavirus, and he finished the quote with, "There's no crying in baseball." I loved that movie. God. The guy that was schizophrenic, I love movies with Robert De Niro in them. I even love the first couple Mission Impossible movies. Bad News Bears. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I knew exactly what she meant when she spelled it. I could tell exactly what she meant. You know what? This is fun because we're getting to know each other better here. Well, why don't we move? Oh, Rain Man, Deborah Donnell. Excellent. That was so good. Boy, can you remember when with Rain Man? That was the first time we had really knew about autism. And now, boy, we know so much more. In fact, I like watching the show The Good Doctor. That kid plays a really good autistic person. How about TV shows? Because this would be good. I sometimes get, Mark and I watch mostly PBS, Smithsonian Channel, Science Channel. He even watches NASA. I mean, come on. Oh, I love Dustin Hoffman. Oh, Tootsie. Oh, my God. Oh, Golden Pond. Yes, Officer and a Gentleman. Y'all are good. Y'all are good. The Hunter. Okay. I'll put that on my list then because I'm looking. I get Netflix too. I watched a sweet, poignant movie on there with Scarlett Johansson and, oh God, what's the guy's name? He played Darth Vader, a young Darth Vader recently. Oh, I forgot his name. But anyway, it's a good one. I enjoy my Netflix because I can watch it when I'm working on my long arm or down here or on my tablet when I go out of town. Birdcage. Oh my God. Hi, Kathy Klein. Birdcage was hilarious. Oh. Uh-huh. Overboard. Oh my gosh, yes. Avatar. I just see blue. This is good to know. I love things like The Crown. I've always watched Swamp People, but I'm getting kind of bored. They're always calling these alligators leviathans and monsters, but, you know, they don't seem so monstrous to me. Oh, it's on Amazon? Okay. Okay. Maybe when I can go see my daughter, I'll watch it. Yeah, I don't get Amazon. I tell you the truth, I never knew we'd be paying to. I remember when I was a child, my father told me one day we'll have to pay to watch TV. And I remember looking at the big old TV set and thinking, how are we going to have to pay to watch TV? I was thinking, would they put a slot on it and you had to put a quarter in to watch a show? But I had no idea how they were going to make you. Oh, remember? Oh, I loved Carol Burnett. Isn't that funny you didn't like Tim Conway? That's funny. Yeah, there's certain people that just rub you wrong. Oh, the Muppet Show. My oldest daughter loved the Muppet Show. At 18 months, she'd sit there and watch the whole half an hour. I know for a while I had Netflix and didn't watch and didn't really turn it on and was like, why am I paying for this every month? but now I watch it a lot. Oh, and you know that my new Nook that I won? I love it. Oh my gosh, it was a Nook Glow Light Plus. I love that thing. It's so, it's I don't know how many ounces lighter, but boy, does that make a difference. Oh, I love Miss Piggy. Gosh, we went through watching Golden Girls, MASH. Oh my gosh. There have been, I tell you what, you can't beat good TV shows. I remember when I was growing up, everybody talked about TV would turn your brain to mush and all that. And, I limited my kids' watching of television because you don't want them to watch other people live. You want them to live their own lives. But you know what? You can learn so much from television. And some of the shows are amazing. Some of the channels are just amazing. And then there are things like Dr. Pol. I don't know why, but I love watching the incredible Dr. Pol. I just think it's so much fun. And I've watched it so much now, I'll always holler out what's wrong with it as soon as I see it. Kermit was such a sweetie. And then Mr. Rogers. Two of my kids adored Mr. Rogers. What a sweet, kind man. As a kid, just little things you do. And I remember as a little kid getting a paper grocery bag and going across the street where there was an empty lot and picking all these honeysuckle blooms and coming back to my sidewalk and sitting there and pulling bloom after bloom to try to find that little bit of nectar. And to me, that was as good as having a whole bag of candy. Isn't that cute? I love some of those memories. Making stuff just because. Oh, armchair coach. Oh my goodness. Mark loves soccer and I'm kind of getting into it. He taught me to like NASCAR, but we've kind of gotten bored with NASCAR now. I think when Jeff retired and Junior retired, I don't know. And then Darrell Waltrip's not a commentator anymore, so it's kind of like, what's the point? That is true. She had a dad that was home. I miss my daddy. There were times he wasn't the best daddy, but then there were times that I got some of my best memories and best traits from him. Lately, I have been on an old movie kick. Oh my goodness, I love them. I'm good at starting an old movie, but sometimes I kind of lose interest because they do move slower. Oh, Vicky, I apologize, sweetheart. It would have been better if he wasn't there. Honey, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. My mother was that way, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I know what you mean. I said I felt like I was the only kid afraid to come home from school on the bus, I know what you mean, darling. That's a darn shame. But you know what? I'm so proud of you for turning out to be such a lovely woman. Because it's not easy when you've been raised that way. Let me tell you, it's not easy. Oh, isn't that the truth, Kathleen? Oh my God, you never knew. You didn't want the bomb to go off. So, yes, yes, yes. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly. I'm almost done with this little guy. I've got to be honest. This is much cuter than I even thought it was going to be. When I first started sewing it on, I just wasn't sure if it was, maybe it should have been thicker or something. But this is turning out so darn cute. But I'm making an executive decision. I am not going to do this to the back of this little doll. No way, Jose. If this was heirloom quality, maybe. But this is not heirloom quality, and I am not going to go through all of this. I'm getting a wee bit tired of all of this zigzagging back and forth. And then when I go to sew, oh, Nadine, you leaving, sweetheart? Take good care. It was so good seeing you on a day that wasn't Sunday. Take care, beautiful girl. She's our other sunshine gal. We're so lucky to have several sunshine gals. Okay, let's see. Let me see if this is going to work. And I've got to make sure when you're sewing something like this for a baby, make sure there's no, like if part of this yarn didn't get stitched down, they could catch their finger in it. So just go back and make sure that every piece, I was careful while I sewed it, but I go back and make sure every piece, see how I zigzagged it down? You can see all the zigzags on the back because you don't want any way for that to catch your finger. But let me put it back up here. But I think it came out really cute. What do you think? Do you like it? I hope you like it. Is there a Judy? Now, the tricky part is sewing this together. I'm going to have to fold in all of these little blips of stuff and pin it very carefully. It has personality. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, gosh. You know what? I remember I was terrified to have children because I did not want to abuse them like my mother abused me. I was so scared. And I bought my first house at age 20. I was so anxious to make a happy home for myself. And I had a wonderful neighbor named Mrs. Brown who had been a first grade teacher. And, oh, no wonder, Vicki. No wonder the apple didn't fall far from that tree. And, but Mrs. Brown taught me so much. And she taught me about this psychologist named and I don't know if the last name is pronounced Ganot or Ganot. I love Lucy. And he taught about respecting children. And I had never seen something like that. I never even knew that was possible. And so I got a book. She gave me a book of his, and I read it and then read it again. I read it and read it and read it, trying to make that part of who I was going to be, because I was determined not to abuse my kids. And it's hard to break the chain, but you can learn a new way, that's for sure. But it's hard. It's very hard, I understand. But anyway, I'm getting ready. You see, I'm pushing in all the little fibers so that when I sew this, but I just remembered I haven't put the eyes on this little lion yet. They all had them like sleeping, but I want mine to have eyes. So now I'll show you how I put the eyes on this safely, because that's the big thing with these babies. They put everything in their mouth. So how can you do this safely? All right, let me find, whoops, hello. I've got to find what I did with my buttons. I probably took them upstairs, which means this is my big tote. This is one of those fair trade bags from a country in Africa, and I love this thing. And I use it to go back and forth between upstairs and downstairs, and it's wonderful. But I can put in here anything I need to take up, anything I need to bring down. I was hoping I had my buttons in here, but I'm not seeing them. And that's the thing. When you get to be my age, you can't say, kids, did one of y'all take my... Nope, it's all my fault. Okay. I need to find my buttons. It's kind of fun because normally on a Sunday, I'd be going, oh no, I have to be all organized. But now I just get to relax. All right, let me get my black thread. I want to get a nice thick thread. Hold on just a second. That's one of the things I do, is try to use a very thick thread. I don't want it breaking. Oh gosh, you remember the game Button Button, and you'd go like this through their hand? Oh my gosh. See, it's fun to talk to people who came from the same generation. We played the same games. How fun. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for these great memories. Oh my gosh. Y'all are such fun. I just love hanging out with y'all. Oh, now that'll make them think about it, won't it? That'll make it, oh my goodness. Yeah, I tried teaching my children that friends come and go, but your sister or your brother is there for life, so treat them like it. Okay, now I need to thread my needle. Let me get my act together here. Oop, no, I'm not going to use that tiny of a needle. Did I surprise y'all Sunday when I used that tiny needle for hand sewing? But try it and then let me know if you think it helped, because I was really surprised what a difference it made. When I first took Jenny Byer's class, I'd never used a tiny needle. You miss your sister. Aw. Oh, you have to sit there and hug each other, huh? Aw. Now, when my girls were little, they went through their bickering stage, because kids have to practice fighting with someone, arguing. I shouldn't say fighting, arguing, because, it's a skill you have to learn for life. And so it's like walking that fine line between, okay, they've argued enough. How in the world did I just cut that? This is weird. I was just getting ready to cut this. Oh, well. Don't know how that happened. Oh, Kathy Bates. Was it Misery? Kathy Bates is a cool character. Oh, yeah, that was Misery. That was one of the Stephen King. Woo! Boy, I tell you what, I hope he leaves his brain to science, because that is some kind of spooky stuff. Now, I have more buttons. I hope I end up finding them before I need them. But I'll use these for the lion. I have some more. I like using these little toggly types. But if you do a toggly type, you've got to be careful. And I'll show you. Look at this. Look at this button paper it came off. Isn't that great? That had to be been back in the 60s. Isn't that cool? I love button boxes. I was given this button box, and it's like a piece of history. All right. So now I'm going to tilt this down and show you how I'm going to safely sew this button on. And because this is our sew-in day, you don't have to pay attention to me or anything, because this is your own day. Okay, I just put some Thread Heaven conditioner on here because I am going to be going I'm going to be going through this quite a few times. All right, so I want this button to be right here. I just think it makes the face so much happier with the buttons. Then what I'm going to do, have you ever seen buttons like this? That's not a real button. What that is to put behind the button to keep the button from pulling through the shirt. So I'm going to go first, before I put that on there, I'm going to come up through this eye. Now I've got my thread. It's a thick thread, and I've got it 2-ply. See, it's a double thread. Okay, see the big knot I put on it. Okay. Then I come through this. You are right, Vicki. Paul Newman was amazing and such a good man. Okay. And then I go in. So I've gone through this button. Now I go in through the shank here and come through. Okay. You know what? My thread just came loose. I thought I had it tied good enough. I will tie it again because I want double thickness. Okay. I'll tie one more knot just to make sure it's really secured now. Oh, Robert Redford. I remember seeing The Way We Were and thinking, why can't they be married? And now that I'm an adult, I know why they couldn't be married. You have to have something in common. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just going through the shank and then through this backup button. And see, by having that button there, it will keep the button from coming through the fabric, okay? So that's just a backer button. So now if you've ever found a button like that in a button box and wondered, what the heck is that? I mean, it's clear and no real definition. It was meant to be a backer button. Okay, now go back up this way. Go down, go through the shank. And I'm going to do this numerous times. Because as you saw in the video Sunday, Russell Still puts everything in his mouth. Did you ever wonder why babies put so much stuff in their mouth? I learned that it was their way of figuring out what something was. And they're born knowing that eating, instinctually, they know that eating is everything. That's their survival. And so it's not surprising that their mouth then becomes the center of learning. Okay, so I'm going back in here. And so you can see, I'm trying to show you. It's hard to see the black thread, but exactly, taste it, see what is this? Is it food? Is it, what can I learn from this? It's so cute. When my kids were little toddlers, I knew they would want to touch everything. And I didn't want to constantly be saying, no, no, no. So I taught them is they could touch it with one finger. I figured one finger, they couldn't pick it up. Hopefully they wouldn't knock it over, especially if I stayed close by. And so we had the one finger rule. And that seemed to avoid unnecessary fights. I've got so much thread on this now, it's making it a little tougher to get through. But this is how you can put a button on a child's toy a little safer. Oh, okay, I've got the hole filled up with thread now. What I'm going to do is put my knot here. And I'm going to make it big enough that it can't go back through that buttonhole. I think that's a pretty good knot. All right. I'm going to do one more just to make sure. Well, two more. All right. I used up almost that whole thread, but that's okay. It's worth it. So here he is with an eye, there with no eye. I definitely, ouch. The pen. I definitely like him better with eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and put the other one on. So let me see. What are y'all talking about now? Bonnie is here? Oh, Bonnie. Yay. Yay, you beautiful peoples. Bonnie's a doll baby. Oh, my gosh. What did she do? I got to read back. Let me see. Aw, you are so sweet, Miss Bonnie. There is a joy you can't imagine from giving. My daughter, a few years ago, decided that for her birthday, she took the number of years old she was, which was something like 37, 38. And that's how many gifts she gave out to total strangers. Things like they had the Red Box video places. She left a pack of popcorn and, microwavable popcorn, and she would pay the tip for someone. It was just random acts of kindness. And boy, what a joy that is. Leaving change in a machine so somebody could find it. What joy. I didn't even realize Bonnie was here. Aw. Oh, he just dropped it on the floor. My daughters still remember when they were in college, oh gosh, money's so tight. And they each found money. One found a $10 bill, the other found a 20. And it was where it was impossible to turn it in or find the person who dropped it. And oh my gosh, they said that money meant more to them because they were finally of an age where, they had to fend for themselves. And oh, to them, that was heaven. I remember one time I went to a restaurant and this family with two beautiful children. Those children were so well behaved. So I stopped by their table and complimented the parents on how lovely their family was. They were just enjoying themselves and lovely. And I said, may I pay for a dessert or a treat for them? And the parents said, sure. So I gave them each a little bit of money to thank them for being so wonderful. But I get more joy, I think, than anybody when you do something like that. But not everybody is as generous as our Miss Bonnie. I think she sets a new world record. What a lovely soul. And I just hope that karma is good to her and gives her back as good as she gives to others. What a dear lady. Yeah, and I don't even need that many, Bonnie. I just love the idea of clock buttons. I've always wanted to do a shadow box of little things and Chinese coins and keys. And when I saw it said something about time and clock button, I thought, oh, wow, how cool. But I've always thought a shadow box of go through your junk drawer and see what cool things that have kind of piled up there. We're almost done with this one too. This one was easy. Oh my gosh, what dear girl, Kathleen, that's a beautiful story. Oh, honey. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I loved it. So I couldn't believe I've never won anything. And the poor woman, though, I gave her a fit because I thought, this can't be real. Somebody's trying to spam me, take advantage. So... But I'm so tickled. I love that thing. It's not often like I say, I just don't win stuff. So this was pretty cool. One more round on the button and oh, you put a real button over the printed ones. I love that. Oh, hon, that's cool. I remember when I was a kid, I think it was Saturdays, my mother would give us a nickel or a dime, and we could go down to the corner store down the way, and he had a penny candy counter. And let me tell you, you could come back with quite a bit. You could either buy one candy bar or get Now and Laters and, all these. And I bought for volume, babe. Quality didn't really count. I just wanted bunches. And then we would come home with our little candy bags and we'd fill them full of rocks and gravel and street dust. And we'd twist them tight and throw them up into the air. And they were bombs. and they'd hit the ground and the dust would come out, break the bag. And then the next door neighbor ladies, these two little old sisters that lived together, came out and said, "You kids, don't be doing that." And we were like, but we were having fun. And I went to my mom and said, "They told us to stop doing that." And she said, "Well, do what they say." And that was back in the days of it takes a village, and people cared enough to look out for you. And we said, "But we're not hurting or anything. We're just having fun." She said, "Don't forget all of the Rice Krispie treats that those little old ladies make for you." And then we went, "Oh, good point." So, okay. I tend to sew things on tightly and I have to stretch the fabric back out. All right. Here we go. We have eyes. Isn't it cute? Now, back to the sewing. Your corned beef is on. Good job. Okay, Vicki, you go find your recipe, love girl. A small Hershey bar was $3 at Joann. Oh, goodness gracious. My grandfather ran a coffee shop in downtown Norfolk, and we would go to visit him. And up in his bedroom, his nightstand, there was a candy drawer, and he would be really good because we knew he had that candy drawer. And he would, at some point during the visit, he would say, "Okay, you can go up and get one thing out of the candy drawer." And I used to love getting, remember those Necco wafers? Once again, I wanted as many things. And I knew I could eat a candy bar in no time, but it would take me a little longer to do the Neccos. But do you remember those Necco wafers? I mean, honestly, they were a little bit more, not much more than food color and cornstarch, but I loved them. You loved the black ones. See, I wasn't. Oh, I'm sorry, Vicki. Well, you know, I'm awfully glad you're here with us because you're a dear soul. And we were meant to meet you, darling. We were meant to learn from you. And, but I loved the chocolate Neccos. And eventually, not too many years ago from here, you could get Neccos in all chocolate wafers. And it was like, okay, I like that. My favorite kid candy bar is Zero. Have you ever had a Zero candy bar? And Mark, when he sees them, will get me one. And I love him for it. Yeah, she did. And isn't she amazing that she's so loving and good and sweet? And I'm glad that life has been good for her now that she's an adult, because she deserved it. She never deserved all that bad care. Never. It wasn't your fault, Miss Vicki. It was not your fault. So she's a dear heart, and I'm so glad she's our friend. Gosh, I'm so glad she's our friend. You know what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to sew this. You know what cookies I love more than anything? I love Lorna Doones, but I also love no-bake. Chocolate no-bake cookies with raisins. Woo. You know what? And it's fun, too, to go to Cracker Barrel. Oops, put it on number 1, Deb. It's fun to go to Cracker Barrel. They have, but that catalog, if you know the name of that catalog, Mark loves orange slices, and he used to buy them by the 40-pound box. But now that company has been bought out by somebody else. He doesn't know if they'll make the orange slices anymore. But it was so cute. He'd get his big 40-pound box. Then he would get out my vacuum packing system, and he'd pack them into 1-pound or 2 pound containers. And then, boy, they became precious to him. But I'll have to try to figure out where you can get some really good orange slices. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just go in and type in. We'll see if we can't find them. But thanks for telling me about that. That's great. Well, it's like the cologne I like to use is called Cache, Cache, and it's not sold in stores anymore. It's hard to find. And I'm getting low on it, so I better find some more. But I've been wearing it since I was 18 or 19, and I've never worn any other perfume or cologne but that. All right. Making sure I've got enough hair sticking out. I think I do. All right, let me finish this sewing. Then I'll get ready and stuff it while I'm talking to you. And I'm soon going to have to get myself some chocolate here. I can't be sewing with no chocolate. And I'm just going to stay and sew and chat, and you come and go as you wish, loves. I don't mean to. If you got something good to do, then you go do it. Something important to do, you go do it. I'm just visiting because I'm stuck in the house, can't see my grandkids, can't go to the store. So I thought I would just want to party with y'all. And if you like this, we'll keep doing it. I feel bad for the people who have to work outside, but I know most of us, if we can't go to work or we're retired, I worry about us more than all because if we can't get out to work and places, we're kind of cut off. So oh, thank you, Miss Bonnie. Food coloring and sugar, yeah. Oh, gosh. And, back then, we only had candy once a week at the most. Now, oh, my gosh, candy's all around us. And my very favorite candy is Reese's Cups. Woo, especially the Christmas trees and the Easter eggs. Woo, baby. Okay, have any of y'all... Oh, thank you, sweetheart. See, Vicki, that is wonderful. Isn't it nice that we can come through all of this? God. What are you going to get off your eye? Oh, hon. Okay. You let us know. I have, yeah, that would be important to get that thing off your eye. I can't, that must be irritating. I have cataracts, but so far they're not bad enough. So I'm just going to keep nursing them along. See what happens. It has started bothering me a little bit driving at night, but I don't do much driving at night. So, there we go. All right. Don't think there's anything else to put on him. I'm on the home stretch, babes. Yeah, I hate what Miss Vicki went through, but boy, what a good, sweet lady. Yeah, we're giving you hugs, Miss Vicki. I hope you can feel them. And there's nothing like breaking the cycle. My counselor told me, you have created your own little miracle. And isn't that the truth? So, Vicki, you are our miracle, honey. Whoop. Yay! Okay. I was supposed to have these ready to mail today. Not sure I'm going to have them ready today. And don't let me forget, I'll show you the undersea stuff. Yes, you do win when you survive. Uh-oh. He's fine now, though. Thank goodness. Oh, my gosh. Now, what's that for? I never heard of putting a slim gold bar. Oh, I hated dodgeball. And I hated Red Rover, Red Rover. They hurt. I love Button and what was the goose one? Duck, Duck, Goose. But I hated dodgeball and I hated Red Rover. Send whoever right over. And then they burst through your hands and it hurt. I'd let go of the hands before they got to me. Like, are you kidding? I'm not that stupid. Okay. Yeah, not all those games were all they... And you know, it was so funny. For whatever reason, I was picked on in third grade. Third grade was my hard year, and I would get picked on. And I was a brownie, and I would come in my little brownie uniform. And there was this girl, Jeanette Smith. I'll never forget her name. And she would come over and pick on me just to do it. There was something about me, something that I gave off that she just decided I was good fun to pick on. And she would pull off my brownie cap or my brownie tie and throw them on the ground and stomp on them. And I would just pick it back up, brush it off, and put it back on. And because my mother always said, oh, turn the other cheek. Well, pardon me, but that's bull hockey. I told my own kids, I said, look, do not pick fights. Do not ever pick on anybody. But if somebody picks on you, wallop them real good. Because I thought, no, this turn the other cheek stuff is ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. So, but it was cute. I had this little girl named Darlene, took me into the restroom and said, you got to fight. You've got to fight. You got to stick up for yourself. They're going to keep picking on you. You got to stick up for yourself. And so she tried teaching me how to fight. I wish I could meet her because how sweet. I mean, what a doll baby that she cared to try to teach me how to fight. No. But no, so I taught my kids, nope. You never start a fight. You never pick on anybody. But if they give you no choice, wallop them real good. And I said, I will stand up for you. You are not to be picked on by anybody. So anyway. Okay, so here's the little lion. Now, what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to stuff him, and then I'm going to try to do some indentations for his legs. I'm glad I didn't do the back of him. That's too much. Okay. All right. There's Diane 57. Kickball in the street. Oh, that was a mean neighbor. Some of those neighbors could be mean. You never name your kids' names. Oh. Never name your kids' names of the kids. Oh, I know. Yeah, you certainly don't. You certainly do not. And I didn't name any of my kids after my mother either. Are you kidding? Yeah, she was funny. She wanted to name our kid. I want you to name the kid this. I want you to name him that. And I thought, you already had your chance. I don't get in the way. My kids, they do their own life. I'm so thrilled. They're independent and happy, and I'm not going to tell them what to do. I want them to find better ways than ever I could have. That's important to me. I think I bought this stuffing from a retreat yard sale table for like 50 cents. I love stuff like that. I can see you doing that, Diane. I can see you doing that. You're so sweet. I can just see you because you don't like injustice. I can see you doing that. Diane's a sweetheart. I always want Diane on my side. I one time did stand up for my sister. She came off the school bus crying. She was being picked on, and I went down. The girl lived down the street, and I went down and I pinned that girl up against the wall and told her that if she ever upset my sister again, I was going to come back and, well, she happened to have a spoon in her mouth because she was eating ice cream, and I said, I will take that spoon and shove it down your throat. So she never bothered my sister again. Oh, no, you don't want to be the mean girls. Oh, funny girl, funny lady, yes. Oh, how about is it irrepressible, unsinkable Molly Brown. I loved that. Debbie Reynolds was so darn cute. Mark and I watched her in a movie, How the West Was Won, the other day, and I said, do you see why she gave Debbie's a hard act to follow? She's so spunky and energetic, and I can't keep up with that. Boy, I tell you what, it can take a lot of stuffing to fill up a toy. That's why I save my scraps of polyester stuffing. And that way, I can shove those into toys without having to buy new stuff. It's fun. The one thing I love about sewing is it really appeals to your sense of being frugal. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm going to need a little touch more. He's looking cute. I think I'm going to cut a few of them away from his face. I have to be careful cutting near this fabric because, trust me, I will cut the fabric if I'm not very, very careful. I don't want him looking like he has a beard. And can I say something? What's with these men who look like they haven't shaved in 4 days? What is that about? Now I'm going to show my old lady side. What's that about? Okay. Come on. Okay. I think it looks better. I've trimmed it from here to around to about here. And I think that's much better. I didn't like it in his face, making him look like he hadn't shaved. Okay. I need a touch more stuffing. Yeah, I like. You're right. Oh, you think it's sexy, Cheryl, when they have that stubble? You know what? I don't have one for this. I could go up and cut one out of a new dog toy that I haven't given them yet. I probably should, but I figured they can teach him how to say roar pretty easy. Now, the giraffe one getting ready to make, I don't know what a giraffe says. So I might have to get a squeaky for that one. I'm going to stuff this a little fuller. I don't want his head getting too floppy. I love using chopsticks to stuff these. Yeah, beards are definitely back, but I don't like kissing a beard. I don't like it. I find as women, you either love beards or you hate them. There's not a lot of middle ground. One time I wanted to see what Mark would look like with the beard, but he said, nope. He said, my beard comes in too gray and I don't want to look too old at work. He said, it's not an advantage in the workplace. And I went, oh, okay. So maybe he'll grow one now that he doesn't have to go into work. But ugh, I don't like beards. Who likes beards? I like to, And it's fun how we each have our own favorite thing. I love the story that Rosie O'Donnell one time told. I was thinking about each person has their favorite thing. And she and her girlfriend were walking in Jamaica. I think it was Jamaica. It was one of the Caribbean islands. And there was a wolf whistle. And she turned and well, that couldn't have been for me. I don't get wolf whistles. And the guy said, yeah. And she was pointed again at herself, me? She thought it has to be my girlfriend because her girlfriend was real cute and slender and all this. And so she pointed to herself and then she pointed to her girlfriend which one of us did you mean? And the guy said, you, not, the other one. And he said something like, bones is for dogs. And he liked a real woman. I thought I said, see, I was just born in the wrong country. Every time I think I'm ready to sew this together, it needs more stuffing. Okay. You love hairy men. Yeah, I love hair on the arms and legs, but I actually don't like much hair on the chest either. Isn't that funny how different we are? Oh, yeah, because in the military, you can't have beards. Most military. Good for him being a Coast Guardman. They work hard to protect our shoreline. Good for him. And as growing up on the coast, I knew how important. We took Coast Guard rescue classes, boat safety classes, all of that. Okay. Getting this pin so I can do my slip stitch. All righty. I'm going to bury my knot. And then I go along. And this one, I'm not doing an invisible stitch as much because it doesn't matter. What matters is that it's nice and sturdy. So it doesn't rip open and it can be washed and all of that good stuff. So, and I still don't, I don't try to make the stitches really show, but I take a big enough bite of the edges so that it's not, the stitching won't pop loose. See? Now I could do this invisibly. You just have to do just on the inside of these folds. But like I say, it's not that important for this. Instead of taking one, like if you did an invisible stitch, you either tuck it to all the stitches on each inside of the fold, or you take just one thread. Well, I'm taking about 4 threads because I want this to be sturdy. And trust me, if you have this around babies, it's going to go through the wash machine plenty of times. Guess you'd call this an overcast stitch or whip stitch. Now I can take this pin out. I didn't know if this thread would be long enough, but it just is going to do it. Yay! Then I'm going to take a break and show you some things I bought recently, and I can show you some things. I did some more cutting out of things, and anybody who's here and actually going to participate in the Thursday night landscape art quilt undersea adventure, if you're here, I will let you tell me some things you like. Ouch. And here we go. Down to the last stitch. I'm trying to tuck that thread in. I might just have to cut it instead. All right. And what I normally do is while I've got that loop, I go through it once. I go through it twice. Pull it tight. Now let me cut these loose threads. Okay. All right. So see how I've got it now? And even though I did that tight knot, you can't really see it. What I'm going to do now is do a knot, not right at the bottom, just a little bit up from the bottom. Let's see. Is it focusing? A little bit up from the bottom. Okay. Luckily, people have been sending you some fabric, Miss Vicki, and that's wonderful. Okay, so see there? Now I've got a nice sizable, let me put my hand behind it. Got a nice sizable knot right there. And the reason I don't put it all the way at the bottom is because then I'm going to run it inside the seam allowance. I'm going to put my needle inside the seam allowance, come out 1/2 inch away, and pop that knot. It just popped inside the seam allowance. Okay? And then pull this a little snug and trim it so that the ends, pull this a little snug and trim it so then the ends will pop back inside the toy. All right, so this is kind of just general sewing 101, and here is his little lion. Okay, so right now, pardon me, I've got his elephant, his zebra, and his lion. So here are the 3 of the 4. And I'll work on the giraffe in just a moment. All right, I'll put these out of the way. And let's show you what I have. Let me clean up my area just a touch. I don't like it when it gets all messy. Hold on. I knocked some buttons on the floor. All right. Clean up stuff so I don't lose it. All right. I'll turn the camera here so I can get ready and show you what I have. All right. Whoop. All right. So I was telling you about, is everybody here? Is there any problem? Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, you're doing a customer quilt. Oh, nice. Alaska from Edita Sitar. Oh, Jody, we've got Nadine from Germany and Diana Wright are big. Oh my gosh, look where this package came from. Look, Diana, it came from, whoops, not me. Where is it? It came from Thrift Books, Rock Quarry Road, Dallas, Texas. Tejas. So, I'm kind of connected to Texas, Miss Diana. All right, now, here is the book I ordered. Oh, and I never finished telling y'all this story. So I saw on So It's For Sale, this woman had these 2 books that she wanted to sell for $15 each, and that included postage. And I thought, you know, they would be really, really good books for me to read up on and get extra clues for y'all and hints and tips. Well, I went online and typed in the titles, and because the books were $24.95 at first. $24.95. See? Okay. So I typed in the book's name on Google search. And up came the company Thrift Books. I got each of these books for $6.69 free shipping. So for $14, I got both this book and her other one. And this one is more of a basics landscape book. The other one is more embellishments. So I've been reading them and taking notes, and then I'm going to teach you. But these are, if you care to look, these are by Joyce R. Becker. Joyce R. Becker. And they were printed a while ago, so I'm not sure. They're C&T Publishing, and I don't know if C&T would have them or you can find them around. But this is Luscious Landscapes. This was printed in, I'm looking, 2003. The other one's 2009, okay? So I will be reading these, and I will give you the information. But I thought that was a good deal. And you know me, I like my good deals. Okay. So I needed to put an order in for my IC3. It's Endoli. It's a supplement that I was put on by physician's assistant to help me fight a virus I had. And it took a year of taking it and me taking good care of myself, and I finally beat that virus. And I think I told y'all about it in our group. And so I asked her, I noticed it cleared up my face for the first time in my adult life. So, and I noticed being a diabetic, I was concerned, but it helped me heal faster. Like, you know, if I got injured, I would heal faster. So I said, is it okay if I stay on this? And she said, absolutely. It comes from broccoli, those type of plants, and it concentrates a healing thing. And I've never been new age and all this kind of stuff. And at first I was very skeptical. And to get a good version of this, you have to get one that smells like old mothballs, because that means it really does have that ingredient from broccoli and cauliflower plants that's healing, that's cell regeneration or something. I don't know. You have to look it up. And because I'm not in the business of medicine or promoting products. But anyway, but for me it worked. And so I needed to order another bottle of it. And it's for 4 months, it's $27. So it's not cheap. It's not something you just grab off the shelf. But now that I've used it for over a year, I know it works. I can feel it. I just know it does. So I wanted to order another bottle, and I get it off of Amazon. And it's a company called Zazie or whatever. And my physician's assistant took the bottle and smelled it. She goes, yep, it's real. Because if it doesn't smell bad, then you know they're just, you know, these things aren't regulated like prescription drugs are. So, but it definitely smells bad. And you just swallow it fast and let it go. But anyway, so I had to order a bottle of that from Amazon, and I wanted free shipping. So I went on there and said, okay, what else do I need that I can get there to bump up my prescription? I mean, my order, so I can get free shipping. So I ordered this Pelon Heavy Duty Wonder Under and Light Steamosine, because I go through this stuff. I was surprised how fast I go through it. So those were just kind of necessary. Well, then the other day I was looking for Diana-Wright. I could not find the pencil you recommended, but I ordered Micron pencils and then cut the package. These are miscellaneous sizes, so I want to keep them in the package so I can remember which one is which. And so I cut the package so I can pull them out. I put the little thing that hooks to a pocket so that way they're, you know. But now I have all these assorted Micron pens, whatever size. So you want a link for what, sweetie pie? Oh, good, good. Yeah, I love used booksellers because honestly, if you're on fixed income like I am, that's a good thing. You know, and it keeps books in circulation. The vitamin, okay. I will definitely get you one. And just check with your doctor, please, because even with supplements, these are interesting. These are what you would use. See these little foam things? They're what you use with these little bottles of ink, which I'll show you. I just opened it for the first time. It's a brush tip and it's like a foam tip. All right. You know that I've tried this product before, but not this exact kind. These are the metallics. I'm so excited. This was about $13 and has these little samplers. And they're sunset gold, pewter, metallic russet, pearlescent magenta, pearlescent emerald, pearlescent turquoise, halo violet gold, halo blue gold, halo pink gold. I happened to see a woman doing what she called, what's it called when you use tiny little tiles to make a picture or something? Tiny little Hi, Jamie! Oh, those Martingale, that's really good sale. And mosaics. She did a quilt she called mosaics, but what it was a whole cloth quilt that she did quilting and made them kind of bump up like trapunto. And then she painted each little square with these metallic paint, these inks. And this is the jacquard, and it's called Lumiere. And they're metallic mosaic paints, you know, or I'm going to use them as mosaic paint. Isn't this cool? So I'm going to play with this and let you know. But it shows a picture somebody had painted on gourds, which I have some gourds I grew that I want to do something with. And then here on fabric, see how they use the metallic paints to outline a design. So on silk, I got this. I said, Mark, I hope you don't mind, but I really wanted those. So I got these little foam brushes that if you put this brush tip, I think what you do is you put the tip in, you put the tip in the paint and it absorbs the paint and then you paint with them. Yay. And I think that was like $4. Then I got a pack of these. This was like $4 or $5. These little fine tip bottles. And I already used one of them because when I was painting this wonderful clock that Carol Hodges made for me, I wanted to protect all of her. I used Inktense pencils. I wanted to protect all of her beautiful embroidery. So what I did is I put a little bit of water and I put some of this gel, Elmer's gel glue. And the gel glue acts as a resist. So I put a little bit of water in with it to make it thin enough to squirt through the bottle. And that way it had this tiny little tip on it. Tiny little tip. And it worked perfectly. So now when I do, you know how I eat, whether it's Inktense or the jacquard, I have jacquard regular dye colors without the metallic. These Exciter kits are great. It's an inexpensive way to try it and see if you like it. The regular without the metallic is around $11 through Amazon. This is $13. And so now I can do the resist. So if I don't want the dye to run to one color, I just take this gel glue and actually draw over the lines of whatever design that I write out. So I got this box, was like $4. Then I keep a wish list. And that way, if there's things I really want that I see, then when I need something to fill in postage and I can afford it, I add these on. Then I found these. Do you see these little things? It's miscellaneous size. I love doing polymer clay. And I don't have anything that can make indentations, designs, things like that. So I saw this, and this was $4, $5. And so I got that. So I'm excited. I haven't for a while just gotten things just for me. Oh, don't forget, this week is Pineapple Fabric Sale. Now, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. But if you've been needing some fabric, check out online only. They're not going to have their the store sale because of the crisis right now. So, online only. Okay, I got a little water. I'm going to add a little white paint because I think this clock is too dark. It's too garish, I think Mark said. So I'm going to thin some white paint, very thin, and give it a little wash. Yeah, I think you call it Lumiere. L-E, you did good. Lumiere. And you can get it from, I like Amazon. It's safe to order things. And also, it's safe to order things from China, too, because the virus cannot live in the packaging. I got that from an actual scientist. I would never tell you anything unless I was sure. And I think I told you too that dogs can't get it, pets. So you're safe to snuggle up with your favoriteest puppy. But I'm going to thin out some white paint and try to tone down that clock just a little. I love that clock so much. I'm so impressed that Miss Carol made that for me. And so I want to make sure it's the best I can. She was apologizing to me that she didn't have time to do it fancier. And I was like, well, I can add, if I want to add something to it, I can do that. I can't do machine embroidery. So I was very, very touched that she went to all that work for me. All right. I need my paper towel or tissue. I'm the worst. I make a mess everywhere I do stuff. All right. As I was reading those landscape books, it was so cute because the woman writing it talked about just be a kindergartner again and remember cutting out all the stuff. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's the same thing I tell you. So I thought that was sweet. Okay, now let me look real quick for that Yazzie stuff. But please do not take anything on my recommendation until you've checked it over with a doctor. Please, please, please don't take any chances. All right. I'm going to find it. I was just checked into my account. It says I already have 2 more things in the cart. Oh, I'm a mess. Okay. But definitely don't take anything anybody recommends unless you've checked with your doctor. All right. There I go. I love you guys too much to have y'all ever get sick. Okay. Uh-oh. I thought I lost y'all for a moment. Oh. Okay, there's the product. And I checked with my doctor, but just check with your own because, what sometimes people don't realize is that your supplements and vitamins and medications can interfere with each other. Like I can't eat grapefruit. One of my medications I'm on. Mm-mm. Huh. Okay. Let me see what y'all think. I'm not sure. Maybe I have to thin this out some more. Yeah, when I see something, I don't want to lose it. And this might be working. I noticed I'm just using white acrylic paint, thinned with most more water than paint. And I think it'll give me a softer color. But I love what she did so much, and so I don't want to mess up anything she did. One thing I noticed is when she glued it on top of this, in fact, that these showed through. So what I'm going to do is paint these numbers and let them dry, because I couldn't figure out how to get this off. So I thought I'll paint that and then I'll put that back on top of it. I'll glue it back on once it's painted over, because I don't want them showing through anymore. But that's one thing about us quilters, is we're usually pretty practical people. We can cover up just about anything. If there's a mistake or boo-boo, we can fix it. Then Mark said he'd put the clock back together for me, because I don't like messing with the electronics. I just want to do the artistic part. I love doing all kinds of arts and crafts. I think all of them make your life better. Oh, I know what you're saying now. Oh, my granddaughter would probably... I was noticing Diana talking about her nail days. Yes, you can take those little indentation makers that they use for clay, polyclay making. Dip it in nail polish. It'll make a perfect circle on your nails. What a great idea. My granddaughter's really into doing her nails, so I love it, because her mother doesn't want her wearing makeup, and it's so nice that she said, but you can do whatever you want to your nails. Okay, get this relatively smooth. Be nice if I'd used a bigger brush, but too lazy to go get one. All right, now put this over and let this dry. All right. Yay. Okay. Come back in. Yeah, and I like, because then that way I don't have to spend time going, okay, any of y'all that are on a budget, you know how if you get like a newsletter from a sewing shop and they've got the cutest fabric and you just love it, but you really don't want to, buy any fabric at that time. Let me tell you what I do, and it really works. I look at the fabric in that shop, in online. I look at that fabric, and if I see something I like, I put it in the cart. And I go through and I look at all the fabric. I just enjoy. If I see something I like, I put it in the cart. And then when I'm done looking at what I like, or I don't have any more time to spend on it, I close it out and go away. And I never come back and buy it. I just enjoy shopping. So if that helps any of y'all that are like me on a budget, it really does. I don't know. I enjoy the shopping experience, but then, and once I close it out, I forget all about it. So if that'll help any of you who are like me on a budget, then that's nice. Now, if it makes you more inclined to buy it, then don't do that. But it's like window shopping, you know? You can look, just don't touch. I think I'm liking this, the way it's lightening up. What do y'all think? You do that too, Diane? I love that. I love that. I'm keeping the paint off of the embroidery. Oh, Sonia, yeah. If it makes you want to buy it, don't do that. But for me, it's just like, okay, that was nice. And then I leave the store and leave the cart there. I'm liking this, giving this a little lighter touch. I thought that I wanted to find a way to bring color to it because the white background was just kind of blah. And I thought, how can I bring color to it but not hurt any of her beautiful embroidery? And so this is around all of this is where I use the glue. And it acts as a resist, like wax with batiking. Right. I love, if something doesn't work for you, find a way to make it better. I think that's wonderful. Oh. I bet you did beautiful nails. I mean, Diana, is there anything that you've ever tried to do that you weren't any good at? I don't think so. You are my amazing muse. I tell you what, and one thing I have learned since doing this group is how much talent there is in all of you guys. You guys are not posers. You are the real thing. I don't use many contemporary terms, but once in a while I'll throw them in. I should say, y'all are lit. I think lit meant something different back when we were growing up. I think it meant you were high. Now it means you're awesome. This is fun to just have a sew in. Just sit and work on something and chat with each other. And it's nice. I can get something done. You got a mask done. Yay. Way to go. You like the color? Good, Cheryl. See, because my room down here is like a turquoisey, and I wanted it to belong to the room, but it was getting a little too intense. So I think I like this. Or as garish. Mark's got to... He blurts out. He doesn't know. Sometimes I look at him and he'll, oh, okay, let me try to say it a gentler way. He's such a sweetie. He seems very happy to be home working. And the thing I like is he likes to work standing up or walking around. He hates sitting all day, and he can now move around while he works. The one thing, though, is he has to check into a time clock and all that. And so he has to stick to the same schedule. But I figured, hey, I'll be down here doing this. Let him have his space. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that I would say it's probably not a good place to be at a beauty shop right now. Not sure that would work for you, sweetie. I want to get some more fairy hair put in my hair, but I can't go over to my granddaughter's to get her to do it. And if you don't know what fairy hair it is, it's almost like a really fine tinsel. Remember tinsel we used to put on Christmas trees? It's like a very fine tinsel. And they tie it on a single strand of hair, and it stays in until that hair falls out. And I don't know if I still have any more or not. I thought I had lost the last one, but then I found one more that's been in since November. So it just depends on when that hair decides to fall out. And I like it because it's just fun. The older I get, the more fun I want to have. I don't have to be a role model anymore. I can just be fun. Oh, the markers stink. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, cool. Good job, Crystal. Way to go, Crystal. You'll have to send us a picture of it so we can see. Way to go, Crystal. She is the cutest girl. And talented, too. Way to go. She takes after her mommy. Yep, we're just having a little party here to enjoy. Whoops. Didn't mean to get that on the embroidery. Okay. Luckily with that glue there, it just washes right off. It's neat to hear Mark upstairs. You've never heard of what? Yeah, I think I'm going to like this color much better. Yes, Diana, you're right. You're right. Yep. When I tried to use the Inktense pencils, even though I tried to be, you know what I should have done? I should have used the Inktense blocks, because that way I could have made it into, used one of the little pots that comes on the package and made it into a little slush that I could control better. That one thing, remember, when you use the Inktense, I find that I too often have a heavy hand because it doesn't really show up that you're putting that much on until you put the liquid on it. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, that's not what I was planning. That's not what I meant to do. You know what? This has been nice too, because I'm away from the TV, hearing the latest update, and then this way we're just relaxing and talking. The world will have to wait until we feel like catching up with it. I like that. Need to put a little touch more water in this. Okay. When you find it's getting too opaque, time to add a touch more water. Because I want this to be a wash. I don't want it to be, and don't forget, you can take your paper towel and wipe the excess off. There, that was quick and easy. Hi, Michelle the Quilter. How are you, sweetheart? We're just having a little hunker down party. I figured since we're all kind of stuck in the house that we could kind of come and craft or sew together. We can't join each other in our real homes, but we can do it here. And if we're going to be stuck in, let's have some fun. And you can come and go as you want. We're here if you want to check in and say hi, but nobody has to stay or they're not going to hurt my feelings. And I'm hoping everybody else is sewing or crafting or folding clothes or we just hope that this is a little bit of a light moment away from reality. Yeah, reality is not always what it's cracked up to be. My daughter teaches high schoolers, and the comment that, she gets from them is, adulting is not fun. No, adulting is not fun sometimes, but sometimes I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't go back to being a kid, but being an adult can be heavy some days. So that's why we like to play. We got to play. Oops. I worried I was going to hit that dot. She put a dot where the 12, 6, 3, and 9 are on this clock face. This is a clock face that a dear lady made for me for the retreat that I do in November. And any of you that want to come to North Carolina to do the retreat this November, just let me know. I will pencil you in. We had a woman, I haven't talked to her in a while, but we had a woman who signed up from the YouTube group last year, and she had a great time. I was so glad. She was from South Carolina. Now I've just forgotten her name. Oh, what a good idea. That way you can get stuff done and everything. It's so great to see y'all. Yep, I'm taking this clock face that this dear woman made for me, and she was in such a rush. She did the embroidery, but she didn't have a chance to, doctor it up any other way. And I knew I could handle that. And this choked me all up when she handed me this, because she volunteer embroiders all of our tote bags for the retreat, and to take time, as busy as she was, to make this for me. And she knows how much I love this, all of you, and she made it for the Our Time to Quilt. I mean, how wonderful. What a sweet lady. So, but anyway, if any of you want information on my November retreat, it's the week before Thanksgiving. We had to bump it back a week this year, and I'm sorry, but it's just the way it worked out. And the camp it's a Salvation Army camp, but it's a beautiful natural camp tucked in, 200 some acres in North Carolina, and not too far from Lexington, North Carolina. And we're there Tuesday through Sunday, and you just come. We have activities for fun, but you decide what if you want to do anything besides just sew your projects. But we laugh. The meals, if you choose to get them, are right in the same big hall that we meet in and sew, and you can sew anytime, day or night. And they have lodging, and they're clean and useful and practical. but there's no TVs in the room. So that's where I bring my little tablet and watch Netflix shows because I can't get to sleep without TV or reading. And so I'm thinking it's looking better. I hope. I hope. Yeah, I can understand, Kathleen Ziegler. You definitely need that car, darling. You definitely, and I understand that. You know, Mark's car died um, back in January, and I was supposed to go to the Myrtle Beach quilt party, and so we had 3 days to get another car. Luckily, we went to CarMax, and you know what? I've hardly driven it since I bought. I bet you I haven't even since I got back from the quilt party. I know I haven't put 100 miles on it. Isn't that funny? So that's why we weren't in a big rush to get another one until his car actually died. And because, you know, my car was 18 years old, but the little bit of driving I do, it was lasting a long time. This is fun. It's very relaxing. If I start snoring, somebody wake me up. It's very relaxing. Oh, good for you cutting out your Alaska blocks. Diane, I love the new quilt you're working on. I saw a picture of it. In fact, I'll have to soon as I finish up, which, well, or maybe earlier, I'll show some pictures that y'all sent in. Love them, love them, love them. My hand is cramping. You know what? Getting old is not for the faint of heart. Let me tell you. It's not for beginners. So what is everybody going to have for dinner? I haven't figured out what to have yet. I better figure out soon. I'm thinking I might want spaghetti, but I'll see what Mark wants. He doesn't like, I'm a mama. I was a mom to 3 kids, so I'm used to deciding 9 o'clock in the morning because you got to thaw out stuff. But anyway, that he never had children. He was married before, but they never had children. And so they decided when they got home from work, well, what do you want? But it doesn't work that way when you're a parent. You know, those kids come off the bus and want to know what's for dinner. So you have to start earlier. And we very rarely ate out when I was raising my kids. I was on a budget and I cooked dinner every night. Cooked dinner. So what's going on? Oh, corned beef sounds good. Spaghetti, garlic, cheese bread sounds really good. Vegetable soup, good. Oh, a salmon, yum, yum, and broccoli. Oh, nice. If it's not a good place, all the community, yes, and that's the truth. Isn't that the truth? Because I painted this, and she's got this stabilizer on the back, and because I've painted this, it's gotten a little wibbly wobbly. And so I will need to iron it. But that's good actually because you have to iron it to set the ink tints colors. So thank goodness I put that resist on. You can see why I buy lots of paintbrushes. I'm rough on them. Isn't this sweet? She did a different sewing item for each hour on the clock face of the clock. And I love it. I just dearly love it. I used to paint a lot, but I haven't painted in ages. I used to love to go get bisque clay, which is pottery or clay works that have been fired once but have no glaze on them. And I used to go buy those inexpensively from ceramic shops. Now I guess you have to go to like a Hobby Lobby or something. And I don't know of any ceramic shops around here. But I loved getting bisqueware and then taking acrylic paint and painting designs on it. And then I would take a can of acrylic sealer spray and to give it the gloss. You know, normally what the um, what do you call it? If you're doing ceramics, the glazes. The glaze would normally and then be fired. So it's not as hard a finish as firing, but it's a lot cheaper. Firing's expensive. Running a kiln is expensive because it uses a lot of energy. But I used to do a lot of that for a while. I've got a rooster upstairs. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll have to bring him to show you. Thursday night, I'll bring my rooster down. I took pictures of one of my roosters at the time and painted him to match. This is so much softer of a color. Okay, so here was the before. And see how just it was kind of rough looking. And then here is the after. And it's now lightened it to a nice pale not turquoise, but mint, kind of a mint color. A mint julep with lots of cream. See if it gets too splotchy on you, just use a paper towel. So, oh, that's right. Oh, good for you. Hi, Tiffany. No, that's fine, Tiffany. Just glad to see you. We're just having a hunkering down party. We've got to be hunkered down, you know, closed off from the world. We thought we'd get together and sew and gossip and chat. Although, I don't know if we have any good gossip. But it's just nice spending time together since we can't go out shopping or not a good time to go to Disney World. Nice to see you. You have 40 hours in it. Wow. Boy, Kathleen, your recipes sound good. All right, Michelle, it was very nice to spend the afternoon with you. I can't believe 3 hours have gone by. Goodness gracious. But see, if I get off here, I've got to go clean the house. So maybe I'll just stay a little longer. It was nice to see you, sweet Michelle. Yeah, anybody else who just came in, we're just hanging out. We're all hunkered down, so we thought we would hunker down together. The only way we're allowed to right now, which is virtually. But we're just all working on stuff, but just find that it's nice to have somebody to chat with, to talk about what we're doing, just to hang out with. It's really nice. So thank you for everybody who stopped by. I tell you what, everything is easier when you do it with friends, isn't it? So we're going to have hunker down sew-ins anytime you want. We'll all just sit and say hi, and if there's any technique you want me to show you, let me know. I'll be glad to do it. This is taking longer than I thought. Oh, God, oh. It's a queen size? Oh, my gosh. Are you enjoying it, Diane57? Thank you for being my moderator, love. It was so nice for you to do that because it makes my job easier. That way I'm not on quite as much. And I appreciate it, sweetheart. I hope you're enjoying it too, everybody. I feel like I've gotten to know you all so much more today because of this. Because instead of me feeling like I have, I've got to show them this, and then boom, it's time to go. We can just sit and talk. Is Diane leaving? Bye, sweetie. Who's going? Y'all are sweethearts. Oh, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. Kathleen, have a good dinner tonight. You're very welcome, sweetie. Be thinking of when you want us to do this again. Because it's really a pleasure for me. I get to slow down a bit and just work on something. So thank you very much, sweetheart. Take good care of yourself. Stay nice and healthy. This is part of our staying healthy because Skechers closed all Washington stores for 2 weeks. Wow. Oh, I'm glad you and Crystal. See, that's so nice. My kids are all grown, but boy, when you have a child that'll sit and craft with you, how fun. You're so lucky. Enjoy this time, Jamie, because they do grow up. The hardest thing is my kids grew up and they all had families of their own, which I'm thrilled with, trust me. But I miss them sometimes because they're not mine anymore. They belong to their own families. And I want to play or play a game or sit and knit with them. Well, they knit. I can't knit. I'm all thumbs. But I'll sit and hand sew and they knit. And, oh, I love that more than anything. But darn it, if they didn't have to get their own families. Kids are precious. You know, I was never going to have children. I was so afraid I would be a terrible parent. And I can't imagine now in my life if I didn't have my kids. So it's been a good thing. Okay. Oh, you have oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. They get to that age where everything, the world that to them is all what's out there. And they'll come back, but it takes them a while. That's all new and shiny. And then the hardest part about having a boy is they really become their wife's family. I mean, you know, they live near their wife's family. They do things with the wife's family. And sometimes you're like, but you used to be my little boy. But you have to wish them well and still be there for them, but you can't make them choose. That would be not fair. I wanted him to have somebody good in his life to make him happy and he to make her happy. And so that's all comes with it. And you never make them choose. That's cruel. And you're liable to lose. Oh, wow. Oh, that's so nice, Jamie. That letting go is very hard. Boy, are you're right, Diane 57. You are right. But you know, you always hope if I did it good enough, then they'll be okay. And they'll come back. In fact, it was so cute. You know, Mark always says, "Up, it's another one of your kids" when the phone rings. And especially, you know, anytime like during all of this stuff, all three of my kids called the same day, and everybody just keeps up and checks in on each other. So you let go. You don't have as much time and control, but you still, if you've tried your best, you should still have plenty of good times with them. I always told them I'm not perfect. In fact, I teased them and told them I'd pay for their counseling because I didn't know how it would work. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet, Jamie. Oh, yeah, times like this, you realize how important families are. Kind of clarifies what's really important to your life. I've always said, when it comes time somebody's breathing their last breath, they never say, gosh, I wish I'd worked more. I wish I had had more money. No, they always lament time spent with family. I had my children young, and I tried very hard to be the best mom I could be. And I said, one day it'll be my turn to play. And I love it now. I love playing. Exactly, Jamie. Exactly. You have to be able to trust him and yourself. Yep, good job, sweetheart. So how are other people's projects going? Are you still able to get some sewing or knitting or crocheting or anything done? It is wonderful to be a grandmother. You go, you spoil them, you love them up, and then you go back home to the quiet things that you love to do most. It's so funny. I have never wanted to raise my grandkids. I have never wanted, 2 days. Okay, that's good. That's enough. It's so funny because I was so involved in mine. Loved all of that mother stuff. But now, they're their own parents are just fine to do it all. I love visits and I love when they go home. But they are very special. My little Russell is just, oh my gosh. It had been 12 years since we had a baby in the family, so he has been precious to all of us. But nope, I have not wanted to raise my grandkids at all. I have been very, very happy. It's like I started so young and I waited a long time for it to be my turn to play. Oh, good, 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 Diane 57. Wonderful, darling. See, I'm so proud of you. You losing that weight really helped, honey. And if you can keep it under 7, your A1C, keep it under 7. That's very good, sweetheart. Good job. And I know you feel better now. With blood sugar, every little bit counts, let me tell you. Good work, honey. Yay. Good job, Teresa. Good work. Yeah, we've got to stay home and keep ourselves safe. And we'll get through it. We will all get through it. Good job. That's why we're going to do this. We all start to get bored. We'll jump on here together. Yeah. I'm sorry, Cheryl. Pardon me. I'm eating cantaloupe. I'm sorry, Cheryl. That must be hard. Yeah, I was supposed to go to my grandson's birthday party this week, but they postponed it, so I might still be able to go if this all this hunkering down works. Oh, video chatting, yes. I did a Google Hangout with my son and his wife and little Russell the other day, and it helped my heart much. Hopefully they will do a video chat with you, sweetheart. Good thinking, Jamie. Mm. Almost done. Yay. Where can you get the ink tints cheap? Pencils cheap? There's a place called Jerry's Artorama. Um, hmm. I would Google and see what comes up, because they are expensive. I have to admit, they are expensive. And I would not get, well, get at least 12, but a box of 24 is better. And, you know, if you're good at mixing your own colors, then you don't have to get anything more than 24. I've got the blocks and the pencils in 24 packs, and I can make all the colors I want. The one you'll end up finding that you want more of is a white one, because a white one I use to cover up things, cover up mistakes, lighten things that are got too dark. Speaking of too dark, this got too dark, but I'm not using an ink tints pencil of it. It would use too much of it. I'm using white acrylic paint thinned with water, and I'm just brushing it on and kind of scrubbing it in to lighten the color that was on here. And I'm liking it much better because of it. I got to be honest. It's looking much, much better. Jenny Byers' shop closed for this crisis. She will still be doing online sales, but the physical shop shut down for now. Everybody doing their part. Gosh, did anybody see Governor Cuomo this morning on TV? What a dear man. He was just wonderful. He's doing an outstanding job in this state of New York. I have just one question. Will he run for president? But what a great job he did. He was so calming, so wonderful. Oh my goodness, 15 cases in Virginia. Yeah, we have 20 something or 30 something. I forget now. Yep. We're still live. Vicky. Morocco. Oh, how cool. How are things in Morocco? How exotic. I'm almost done with this, thank goodness. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Oh, sweetie, you take good care of yourself, Jamie. I don't want you getting sick, honey. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Yes, this is a clock, a wonderful woman who does beautiful machine embroidery made for me. And she didn't have time to do anything with the background. And I love it so much because it's a hour time to quilt clock. And I love her beautiful embroidery that she did with her machine. So I thought I'll just paint the background and get it centered real good. And Mark's going to make sure that the clock arms are on here good and lined up right and working, because I love this thing. I treasure it. And I first did with Inktense pencils, and it started looking a little too bold and bright. As Mark said, garish. Garish. So I decided, okay, I know what to do. If it's too dark and uneven, I just took some white acrylic, mixed it with mostly water, and now I'm doing a light wash. I'm almost done with it too. Doing a light wash over the darker colors and trying to smooth out the color. I thought it might be cool looking to have the pencil marks from the Inktense, but then I didn't like them. I found it just made it look kind of dirty. So you can see why I have to buy so many paintbrushes. I really scrub with them. But I'm really liking what this is doing. And it's fabric. And when I finish this, I will iron it from the back. I don't know what temperature I have to iron the stabilizer, but I'll iron it from the back, and that'll flatten it good again. And then I'll re-glue it to the clock face. And I had to paint the clock face because it was showing through. The numbers were showing through. So I'll get ready in a little bit and put a second coat on the numbers too. Okay, anyway, just get this cleaned up and put a little bit more on the numbers, and then I can put it all back together. Because I dearly love this. It was so sweet of her to make this for me. She surprised me with it at our retreat, and I was so touched. Homemade gifts are amazing. I can never believe that people took time to make something for me. It's like, you're kidding. I give homemade gifts out a lot. And hopefully people feel that way. If not, too bad. It's what makes me happy to anybody can buy something. But I love making stuff for people if I can. I'm just trying to even out this color a little bit. And then like right up in here, where inside that tape measure where it's a little too strong, then I can wipe a little bit of that off and brush a lesser amount back on. Then let it sink in to dry and see how it looks. So what's anybody else doing? You rebooted, it's now working right? Good. Also, Teresa, I figure we'll be doing these at least once a week. If people are stuck in the house and can't get out to visit others, that we'll visit this way. And just have a little sew-in. So bring whatever project you want to work on. Bring some chocolate, glass of wine, whatever makes you happy, and we'll just visit. And if we need to do it more than once a week, we'll do that too. But I just don't like the idea of people getting shut in and feeling a little lonely. And it also helps me check on y'all and see how y'all are feeling. So we're not just a Sunday group anymore, that's for sure. And I love it. I love seeing all of y'all and talking to all of y'all. But don't feel like you have to be here. You're not disappointing me if you got something to do and you got to work on something or take a nap, whatever. I'm here if you want to play and just do a sew-in. But don't feel like you're letting me down if you can't. That's not a problem. Okay, now better look at this and see. Well, I think it's looking pretty good. Let me put a little touch down here. I was using ink tints on here and got a little carried away with it. So now I'm kind of muting it. Let me make sure I don't have any. I don't want to have. And if I were to get paint on the appliques, I could take soap and water, cool soap and water, and wash it off. But I think this looks much better. Okay, sweet Teresa. Okie dokie. I'm going to get ready and I'm going to get ready. Whoops. Yeah, just knocked off my paintbrush. Hold on. Got to clean it up. Okay. But let me see. I'm just so tickled Mark's able to work from home. Use some of my water and a paper towel. You got to love old-fashioned hard as nails laminate, huh? Isn't that wonderful? Okay. Hello. Wouldn't that be awesome? Yes. I think that would be wonderful. I'll grow the chickens. So all done with this. But what do you think? I think it looks a lot better now. It's got a hint of color, a sousance of color, but not too much. So I like it. You wait. The next time we have our sew-in, I'll have something. So what I'm going to do is do some kind of doodle, something that then I can turn around and paint with that metallic paint. I'll give you an idea of if it's worth it to have. Anybody want a kissy? So I haven't even had one to eat. I better eat one. But anyway, you know, it was funny. We used to go visiting when I was a child. We'd go visiting on Sundays. And I always wondered, old people always had bowls of candy sitting around. And guess what? Now I'm one of those old people. I sure will. Here you go. So don't forget, when we do this, you got to bring your chocolate. You can't have a sew-in without chocolate. So I figured I'm going to show you some more what things I've been cutting out. Yes, sweetheart. I do love all of you guys. Woo. Okay, I'm ironing this. I hope it works out really good. I think it's going to work. I told Mark I took and filled up my car with gas the other day when I went last week when I went out for the last time. And I said, if I end up getting claustrophobic, I can go out and drive in the car. I just can't stop anywhere, but I can go out driving. And we're going to try to take walks. I need the exercise. He needs the exercise. So, okay. I think it did really good. I noticed with the stabilizer, it kind of got a little sticky. So you have to be careful with the stabilizer. But I think now I've got a nice, smooth look. Is this all? This is all nice and dry. I wonder what kind of glue. Hold on. You think tacky glue would work? I think so. You had a Dove chocolate. Yum! Oh, that sounds wonderful. Let me open up the glue bottle here. I should store. Guess what? I have a man who's working from home here. You're done with work today, aren't you, sweetie?
I'm commuting.
You're commuting?
I'm going from one side of the chair to the other. All right, honey, I'm home.
Aw, sweetie. Yeah, we're probably going to be done here soon. But, he just popped my packing bubble. I'm trying to glue this on, but the glue bottle's not working the best. They all said hi, sweetheart.
Hey.
Can you believe we've been talking and crafting for all these hours?
Oh, yes.
You can.
Absolutely.
He knows us too well, doesn't he? They're saying hi. You want to say hi? Jamie said hi. Diana Wright said hi.
Hi, all.
So, you know, he used to be a DJ in Dallas there, Diana.
A long time ago.
Long in a land far away.
Previous life. Rocking and rolling.
Yes, boy, you were.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye, honey. I'll be up in a little bit. That was cute to have a visit. And see, that's another thing. Now, since he gets to work from home, he'll get to pop in more. So, oh, he's my sweetheart. So we're a second time around couple. My first one shall remain nameless. But anyway, Mark and I did Greyhound rescue in Maryland, and Mark was from Dallas, and we met doing Greyhound work. And I thought I was rescuing Greyhounds. They were rescuing me. But I used to get the Greyhounds from a track kennel, and then find homes for them. And I did it because my life was not happy at the time. My marriage was not good. And I turned out to be the best thing I could have ever done because I was giving back. I wasn't thinking about myself. I was giving back. And you know what? I've had people say, well, how do you meet a man in midlife? Well, it helps if you're doing something that's giving back. And it worked for me. And I didn't even know it at the time. I just knew I needed something in my life. So I planned to adopt out I was hoping to adopt out about 12 Greyhounds a year. 2 years later, I had adopted out 200 Greyhounds. So then when I knew for sure that my marriage was ending, I turned over the Greyhounds to my volunteer group. I had a wonderful, wonderful group of volunteers. And I turned it over to them. And I picked a place off a map and moved down here. I knew I wanted to come back to North Carolina because I've always camped here. There's a beautiful lake, Carr Lake, that I've always camped at. And here we go. So I've always camped at Carr Lake. And I said, that's where I want to move back. I'm moving to there. And then Mark, as our relationship developed, he moved here from Dallas. So wonderful man. But he inquired about a Greyhound. I didn't know who he was at the time, but I knew he was from Dallas. And I thought, that's 1,400 miles away. So I sort of politely said, kind of sent him an email that said, I'm sure there's a group closer to you that would help you get a Greyhound. Because I was thinking, I don't have time to deal with some man from Texas. So how we met, there was a Greyhound group, an online Greyhound group called Greyhound Friends. And we were both members on there, even though we didn't know each other. And it was a place that we would go to and answer questions for new adopters, talk about our adoption activities, kind of a national hangout place for the whole Greyhound rescue business. And so he posted something one night, and I answered it. And then he answered me, and I answered him, and he answered me, and I answered him, because I found out we were the same age, and that got us excited, because there were all these 30-somethings that were always talking about their parties and drinking, and we were like, oh, please. And so we kept answering each other, and then I got brave enough to give him my phone number, and then we started talking on the phone. And we met each other months before we actually saw each other. So that's how we came to be. And he flew out to have vacation with me after talking for months. And then I ruptured my Achilles tendon. So here I was getting the divorce finalized, ruptured my Achilles tendon, making all my plans to move to North Carolina. And when I ruptured my Achilles tendon and had to have surgery, I couldn't take care of myself. And so my daughter said to him, here's her options. Because my daughter was expecting a baby and she couldn't take care of me. She said, she can fly out to you, or my dad could move back in to help her out. And he said, what time will her plane land? So, isn't that a sweet story? So that's how we started out. And if I hadn't have ruptured my Achilles tendon, who knows? So, social isolation. Oh, that's cute. So anyway, I like that. Sharon Brown, I think is her name, or Karen Brown. She's cute. So let me show you what kind of things. These are for the people who are going to participate in, I've got your envelopes. They're stamped. They've got the return address. This is to remind me, I don't have, these are the Angelina fibers that I want to share with you. And let me move the lamp over here. These are the Angelina fibers I want to share with you. And I've got more colors, so don't worry. These are just to remind me to go get my other Angelina fibers. So, and you'll get a grouping, you know, I'll pull out just a little bit because I can't afford to give a bunch to you. But like here are all the different threads. And what I did is I cut them into links, and I will divide them all up between the envelopes. But I showed you these Sunday, and all these different things. But then since then, I've been cutting up things like this jellyfish. If one of you is going to want a lobster. And okay, thank you, Vicki. Okay, and then here's a sea turtle. I've got, and some people like these little clownfish, anemone fish. So I've got some of these. But anyway, what I've done is just cut out things that I can fit into an envelope. Okay, now some people have written me an email at ourtimetoquilt@twc.com and told me, like one lady just wants jellyfish things. See, this is a jellyfish. And some people want fish, some people want different kinds of yarns, because these will make undersea plants. So I've got them all cut out. And, oh, look at these. Aren't these fun? So I've gotten them all cut out, and I've just got to put them in the envelope. So you won't get the whole thing. You'll get one of these, but I want to be able to send them, or two of them, but I want to send them to as many people as want them. Okay? So I was actually looking forward to hunkering down a little bit. We'll see how long it lasts. Also, if you are actually working on a landscape, an under the sea landscape, just send me a picture to show me you're doing, you don't have to have it done. Just you're laying your fabrics out or whatever you started. And if I already have sent you a prize before, you don't have to worry. But if you I've never sent you a prize, then you'll have to send me your email with your picture of your project, whatever you started, and your address. And then I'll make sure to share my wealth with you. So, Anybody, and if you don't want to do an undersea, that's fine. This is just, it's a little fun thing to do to share with you guys. So I will have an assortment of Angelina fibers. And what you do with those is you can sew them on to the quilt, or you can get a non-stick sheet, put the Angelina fibers down, have non-stick on top and bottom, press the non-stick, and the Angelina fibers will melt onto themselves. So it creates a gossamer little sheet of fibers that then you can cut up or just place on just like it is. So, or you can, well, yeah, because they only stick to each other. They don't melt onto your fabric. So then you have to attach them to the fabric. So, oh, good job. Good job. I'm so glad. See, this is fun. This is what I wanted you to do. And it takes a little getting used to, because like somebody said, well, I can't sew and talk, but you kind of, you get quiet, you work a little bit, then you stop and talk a little bit. So did y'all see my boo-boo that I got from my shower door? Every once in a while, I just do something totally klutzy. So, but anyway, well, I'm thinking, let me know how you're doing. If we have to do a Friday one, we'll do a Friday one. If not, we'll meet back again next Tuesday. And it's just going to be like this, really low key. I mean, we've been on here now almost 4 hours. Isn't that cool? And we're just sitting and sewing and having fun and relaxing and talking. We'll get through this together. It did hurt, and I had to get right in the shower to wash my hair. And it was like, ouch, that burned. So anyway, but it's just low key. I will be glad to do any demonstrations. Email me and say, I'd like for you to do a paper piece demonstration or whatever it is, I will. Otherwise, I'm just going to sew with y'all and have a good time, because that's what life's about. And since we have to hunker down, might as well do it together. So I'll get ready and go spend some little time with my sweetie. I think when he came down, it was kind of like, okay, I'm done with my work day now. I want to, hang out. And you know what? I'm not stupid. I'd love to hang out with him. So, oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for being here. I love all of you. And if this is a little something I can do to help myself get through this and y'all, then it's a great thing. And I love it. I mean, how easy and fun was this? And spending time with you is always a good time. So take very good care. And unless we decide otherwise, anybody that wants to come back next Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be here and we'll have ourselves another sew-in. Take good care, and I love you to bits. Remember, get a little extra sleep, eat well, slip in some chocolate. That's good for the soul. Take good care. Take care of yourself. Do something good for yourself, okay? Bye-bye, you guys. Y'all are the best. Bye-bye. Thank you to Miss Diana. Great job moderating, darling. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.